What's up, y'all? It's me, Toby D, and you already know it's pound for pound. Hey, I've been gone for a little bit. Went on vacation, a much needed vacation for me and my family. We went to Florida for a whole week, chilled out at SeaWorld and Disney World. My twin girls and my granddaughter got some autographs and all of those kinds of great things, and we just had a good time. But now I'm back to talk about some football, Atlanta Falcons football, that is. I want to shout out to Dog Maniac G again for giving me the idea to do the John Cominsky video. If you had not seen that, about our 4th round pick, John Cominsky, defensive end, defensive tackle, how I talk about how I believe he fits into Dan Quinn's defense, you need to check it out. And I'm going to stick with that theme right now. We're going to break down as many players as I can on the defensive side of the ball, speaking about how they fit in Dan Quinn's defense, the role that they play, and player comparisons to guys he has coached in the past, going back to the Seattle Seahawks days in 2013 and 14, and even in 2015, all the way up to now. Some of these players will stay who they are on the Falcons defense because they just are that type of person that don't need player comparisons. They fit in their own lane. But we're still going to talk about them. That's how we're going to do it. But now, I want to talk about the free agent signing that we had in defensive tackle, nose tackle, specifically Tyeler Davidson. Now, a lot of you know about Tyeler Davidson. You understand his role in the Falcons defense, and you know with Dan Quinn calling the defense, he now has to make sure that he has the pieces that he can use to call the defense the way that he wants to call it in 2019. And we talked about the John Cominsky, and I mentioned that he reminds me more of the Michael Bennett role. Now I'm going to talk about somebody who I believe Tyeler Davidson reminds me of, that is going to fit in this role perfectly for the Atlanta Falcons, who played not with the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of you may expect me to say that he fits the Brandon Mebane role, but I think he's a much better player and athletic player than Brandon Mebane. Now, you got to remember, when Dan Quinn got over there to the Seattle Seahawks and came back in 2013, Brandon Mebane was not that young of a player when Dan Quinn got there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Dan Quinn was there when Brandon Mebane was with the Seahawks. Back in 2009, Dan Quinn was there, and then Dan Quinn left. I think he was under Jim Moore at that time, and Brandon Mebane had been there with the Seahawks for quite some time, even during Pete Carroll's tenure, which is still there right now. That defense is not the same, though, ladies and gentlemen, since the master play caller has left there and now resides here in Atlanta, and we are excited to know that he's going to be calling his defense. The player that I want to talk about, that I believe that Tyeler Davidson reminds me of right now, you may not even guess it, but if you do guess it, somebody that the Atlanta Falcons had when Dan Quinn first became head coach, his name is Paul Soliai. Yes, from 196 to the next 96, because we all know that Tyeler Davidson will be flexing the number 96 for the Atlanta Falcons, unless he changes that number, because I know he had the number 95 when he was with the New Orleans Saints. But I believe he's going to keep that number as Tyeler plays for the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm excited to have him because many of you Atlanta Falcons buffs who study Dan Quinn's defense know that Tyeler is going to fit in that nose tackle role. Now, I'm not really going to go specifically into the nose tackle role, but what I will do for those that may not understand defensive gap techniques as well, I'm going to put some articles in the description so that you guys can check it out. And even you football buffs who already know this stuff, but you want to check these articles out, you can definitely check them out on me. And let me know what you think about them. You want to know about some history about Dan Quinn, who Dan Quinn really learned under, and it's not really Pete Carroll. You're going to be interested to know that there's another guy that Dan Quinn is a disciple of. And Pete Carroll learned some things from this gentleman as well. I'm going to put that article there where you can take a look at it, read it, enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Hey, speaking of that, I want to thank everybody for all the views that you have helped me and JR get since we came back into the game. I know we don't get a lot of videos out there. We're going to try to do much better, but we do appreciate the dedication and loyalty a lot of you guys have shown us, even when we've taken hiatuses away from doing videos. But we're going to definitely try to do much better in 2019, as we believe and are confident our Falcons going to do and make the playoffs again after missing it in 2019. Please continue to subscribe, like, dislike, comment, share, all of those beautiful things to continue to help us grow, and let us know other things that we can do. Any topics you want us to talk about, we will definitely try to do that. We love it when you guys give us topics and suggestions on things that you would like us to talk about with the Atlanta Falcons. That is a great thing. We don't heavily promote that. I know other YouTubers do, but we don't really do it. But hey, if you want us to talk about somebody that you want us to talk about, the defense, offense, special teams, I don't care. Let us know, and we will do our best to do a video on it and shout you out in the meantime. So let's get back talking about Tyeler Davidson and how he reminds me of Paul Soliai. Yes, he's not 6'4" like Paul Soliai is. He is more of a size as Brandon Mebane with 6'1", 6'2", more in the weight category of Brandon Mebane with 3'11", 3'14", or so like that. But he moves more athletically like Paul Soliai does. Yes, albeit Paul Soliai was 345, 344, however the case, 6'4", big dude, but they have similarities in how they move. And this is what gets me excited, because you know as well as I know, Tyeler Davidson is a 1-2 punch, which means first and second down punch type of guy, and he will be in on some third down situations. You best to believe that, especially in play action, where I think he will be able to rule things in that situation when it's called for. But this is a guy that is a man eater when it comes to eating up ball carriers. And I can tell you, there's got to be one guy definitely on his list that he's going to be excited to be able to go all out and full out and taking this guy down. And you all guessed it, Alvin Kamara, who I have to give respect where respect due. This guy is one of the best when it comes to not only running the football, but a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield and run routes and hurt you by himself. But Tyeler Davidson got a 34-inch reach. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that one more time. 34-inch reach. And you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, that has been my theme for the last few videos, whether it's been the secondary, defensive line, it does not matter. If you don't see what Dan Quinn is doing right now, then let me help you. He's been getting a lot of guys that he's been bringing on with these long arm reach abilities. And I can guarantee you there is one stat that for sure, not just interceptions, that Dan Quinn wants to see happen and spike up in 2019. And if you guessed it, yes, that is more forced fumbles. And I do believe Tyeler Davidson is going to be the help in this area. We didn't have a lot of strip sacks last season. We was led with forced fumbles by Grady Jarrett, of course. But the one thing that Vic Beasley had going for him in 2016, as well as Keanu Neal, 6 forced fumbles for Vic Beasley, 5 forced fumbles for Keanu Neal. And we missed that last season. We didn't have that. So now to have both of those guys here together and hoping to get that stat back for both of those guys, when they had 11 total, and you add Tyeler Davidson in that mix, you got yourself something. And now you're going to get those fumbles, that stat back up, because you only had 8 last season, when you had 17 in 2016. So you definitely want to get that up. Not to mention 13 in 2017, what was lower than 2016, but albeit that's a stat Dan Quinn wants to get up. Now you have some guys who believe that it's one of those luck of the draw things. Once you get forced turnovers going, it goes in droves, comes in droves. But you got some people who do believe that you can make it happen. And Dan Quinn is definitely one of them. And forced fumbles is another. And I'm excited about Tyeler Davidson because of what he brings to the Atlanta Falcons. And if you want a chance to be back in the top 10 on defense, you need someone like a Tyeler Davidson who can help you to be able to get to that point as Atlanta Falcons fans. A lot of us have been throwing out about the Falcons possibly being top 10 again like they were in 2017, or maybe even top 5, which hasn't happened for the Atlanta Falcons in quite some time. And if you remember when that last time we was a top 5 defense, please comment that down below, because right now I can't go back and research that, because I'm talking to you from Falcon fam to the next Falcon fam about Tyeler Davidson. But I'm excited about what Tyeler Davidson can do for the Atlanta Falcons, and you need this piece. Now, this is a piece that the Atlanta Falcons haven't been able to stabilize since Dan Quinn has been here. They didn't want to pay Paul Soliai the money that he was promised when Mike Smith was here and brought him on when Scott Pioli came here in 2014. They didn't want to do that. So he goes over to the Carolina Panthers in 2016 and he's gone. But that does not mean that Dan Quinn was not looking for a player similar to what Paul Soliai can bring. Now, the Paul Soliai that I'm talking about is the 2011 Paul Soliai that was under Mike Nolan when Mike Nolan was the defensive coordinator over there with the Miami Dolphins. Now, if we can get any semblance of that guy for Tyeler Davidson, oh, it's going to be on and popping, and top 5 defense is definitely right there within the Atlanta Falcons defensive grasp. And you know, everybody from Deion Jones to Keanu Neal, Ricardo Allen, is all upholding the theme of having something to prove. And Tyeler Davidson didn't get the fair share of snaps that he usually would get last year because someone else was eating into those snaps. So you know this is a guy that definitely comes with the durability to be able to play as many snaps as you need to, just like Dontari Poe. He's going to come in at a cheaper option than Dontari Poe was, because we were not going to pay Dontari Poe or Paul Soliai $10 million a year to be a 1 and 2 down type of player. Now, we know sometimes in certain situations, especially on play action, that these guys can be out there on third downs when quarterbacks are doing play action fakes and all of those kinds of things, because it gives them more time to get to the quarterback as opposed to putting them out there in shotgun situations. But Tyeler Davidson definitely is a player that the Falcons have already said, Dan Quinn specifically, is already as advertised. Ladies and gentlemen, that is saying a lot, because you know Dan Quinn needs this type of player to stabilize that defense and to help make them what he needs them to be in 2019. And Tyeler Davidson, hopefully, to have a great season, possibly a Pro Bowl season, because I don't believe the New Orleans Saints used him as great as he could be under Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn always talks about bringing something out of you that you didn't even know that you were capable of. And Tyeler Davidson is definitely a player that's nasty, gritty, just like Dan Quinn wants in 2019 as he sees the vision for what this defense should be. And you got pieces like Keanu Neal coming back, Ricardo Allen coming back, Deion Jones up to full go. Man, you should be very excited about this defense. Pro Bowl players on the defense, mind you. Keanu Neal was Pro Bowl player. Deion Jones, Pro Bowl player. And despite what we feel about Vic Beasley and how well he may have done and has not done in the years after that 2016 season, he was a Pro Bowl player. And this guy is still capable of doing some things. And Tyeler Davidson is going to help all those guys, Tack McKinley, Grady Jarrett, all of those guys become the best by taking on double teams. And then you know as well as I know, football buffs, nose tackles have to be able to command double teams. And if you got a nose tackle, like I've always been taught, that cannot command double teams, then you got a problem when the center feels like he can take on them by himself. And we definitely do not want that. And Tyeler Davidson is definitely going to command double teams. And with that 34-inch reach, just like Paul Soliai has, and the way that they both move, numbers very similar. But this dude is stronger than a Brandon Mebane, and he's a younger version of Paul Soliai. And that's why I'm so excited to have him on here. Hey, this guy is going to bring it, ladies and gentlemen. And he's excited to be here as well. And I'm just ready to see what we're going to do. I can't wait to get into the preseason. I can't wait to get to training camp, because I'm definitely excited about that. And I keep telling you about my bucket hats. And I'm ready to go out there, and I may buy a couple more bucket hats to go out there and celebrate what this team could possibly be. I hope to see you out there. Shout out to the Don and the coach on Feline Sports. Forever I Love Atlanta. They're doing a great job over there, bringing different guests in, speaking to them, giving us much knowledge about all the teams, not just the Atlanta Falcons. Great things for them coming, I believe. And shout out to Jazzy Jeff. I do watch your videos, man. I wanted to shout you out. And I'm going to have that link about for his schedule predictions too, because, man, he did a great job, I felt like, for the 2019 season. Very unbiased. And you can see that when he talks about what he believes we're going to do as far as wins and losses on our schedule. Shout out to all the others, Mad Mike Sports, Unintentional Grounding, Lieutenant Dan, all you guys out there that shoot videos and talk about your beloved team, the Atlanta Falcons. I appreciate you guys. I watch all your content and everything. Continue doing what you're doing. Hey, that's all I got for now. Continue to share, like, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Let me know what you think about Tyeler Davidson and how he fits into the defense and what you think he's going to do in 2019 for the Atlanta Falcons under Dan Quinn, the new caller for the Atlanta Falcons for the whole season, not just some of the season like he did in 2016. Again, it's pound for pound. I'm Toby D. Peace. I'm out.